Good evening, everybody. We are in the week of Bamidba. That's the name of this week in Hebrew language, ancient Hebrew. And we know that, as we say it many times, but no matter how I'm going to speak about it, always sound a little bit religious. Not because it is religious, because sometimes when you give a bad name for something spiritual, I shouldn't say the word bad name, when you give the unappropriated name, maybe that's the wrong name for something, then people can translate it to what they're familiar with. And if we are talking about the name Bamidbar, it's relating to the 4 books of Moses. Once you hear Moses, the word Bamidbar, you think religion, you think Judaism. You don't think spirituality, and it's not your fault or the person who came up with that, because people have different aspects of different things. So there is 5 books of Moses representing 5 types of energy, and the 4th one, called Bamidbar, relate to something called the Eranpin. I'm not going to go into it because the reason for this lecture is to become more layman, more simple, more motivational. But just to understand that Bamidbar means the desert. And if you look in the name of this book in English, it's called Numbers. How from Numbers it become desert, or how from desert it become Numbers. Well, from a logical point of view, it should be called, this book, Numbers. Why? Because there is only counting within this book. You keep counting. You counting the Israelite, and you keep counting them and keep counting them. And then counting according to the tribe, and then counting according to individual, and then tell each tribe where they're going. So it seems like a CPA job, kind of a job, not so much desert. But when you understand the deeper meaning of this book, it's called Bamidbar. Bamidbar, in the desert. Why would you call the entire 4 books of Moses desert? I think Numbers is more motivational, more kind of relaxed name. When you call a place desert, what does desert mean for you? According to the Zohar, and according to the Torah, desert comes from the word deserted. There's nothing there. There's no animals, no birds, no water. Yes, I know you're thinking about scorpions and snake and all this and that, but they will also come into area where there is some type of existence. But there is deep in the desert when there is almost nothing going on there. That desert, that's deserted, is a code for us. If we look at the entire book of Bamidbar, there is issue, there is problem. Right? We're reading Bamidbar, desert. The Israelites went to the desert for 40 years. Shlach Lecha, the spy, Balak, the black magic person who tried to kill the entire nation of Israel, Pinchas, whatever happened there, Korach, all of those portions of problem and destruction happen within this book. So the entire book is a desert. It's our responsibility, it's our mission to make an effort to understand it, especially when we are less than 10 days from one of the greatest holidays called Shavuot, which is a time where the entire 5 books of Moses was given to us as people. Where was it given to us? In the desert. Couldn't give it in a better hotel. I mean, you received the biggest gift humanity ever received. Instruction for how to live as a human being on this planet. Don't you think we better gather in the 4th season somewhere? I mean, in the desert, next to a mountain that we're not sure it's a mount or a mountain, that's a place to give a gift? What is the secret within the word desert, and what is the mission for us as human beings when we get to that understanding? So, as we explained before, within the desert, there is nothing. Nothing exists in the desert. Within the nothing, there is one revelation. What is revealed when you find nothing? What is revealed to you? When you are in the desert alone, there is nothing. No food, no water, no people, no animal, no nothing. There is one exist. You know what it is? You. So, the Zohar, the Torah tries to teach us a great lesson here. Within the nothings, within the wilderness, within the emptiness, there is a revelation that's called you. When we are in the myth of everything exists, then there is no you. You get cancelled. You appear within the nothingness, within the desert. But again, what is the lesson? When we come to true spirituality, when I say true spirituality and fake spirituality will be when people looking for some sign, physical sign, for something which is not physical. Just to remind everybody, I'm sure you know it, but it's good always to remember that spirituality doesn't need a sign. Spirituality is without physical idea or concept to the spiritual side. That's why people who study with me more the depth of mysticism and Kabbalah, which is not for everybody, know that when I teach that, there is no physical example. Because once you get a physical example, it's no longer the true essence of spirituality. Because spirituality doesn't need explanation in the physical world, which is connected to the five senses. The five senses do need connection to physical idea. You go to a museum, you go to beautiful places, you're traveling to Europe to see all kind of things from, I don't know, the 10th century or before that. You get impressed. You see a physical contribution of humanity to this world. Wow, everybody's impressed. People are not going to the desert and stay there and say, wow, we had a great vacation. We went to the desert. Not hotel, nothingness. Within the nothingness is the only place you can reveal everything. Those of you familiar with the verse, Yesh me'ain, something from nothing. Yesh means something, Ain means nothingness. You can only reveal something. You can only reveal everything when there is Ain, when there is nothing. If you got something, that is exactly what prevents everything. I give you an example because it might be that you get confused of that essence of understanding and you fall into a category of fake spirituality versus true spirituality. Fake spirituality always looking for some feeling or some physical contribution to what I feel. You know, I feel, wow, I went to connect to that righteous, or I went to connect to that spiritual guru, or I went to pray to the divine, and I felt, and I saw, and those are all physical contribution to the spiritual evolution. Spiritual evolution, as you get closer to the top, there is less and less physical fact that you are actually doing well. More you're looking for physical proof that you're getting closer to the light, further you go away from what we call light, further you go away from what we call spirituality. And I'm sorry for those of you who are practicing fake spirituality for many years. For you it's kind of shocking because you think to yourself, wow, I have a sign, she's my soulmate, I have a sign, he is my soulmate, I have a sign, that's a way to make money. There is no sign. They cannot have sign because that's connected to the five senses. Once you attach the sign, what do you touch? You touch to the yesh. You attach to an existent. Once you attach to the ayin, again, to remind you, ayin means nothingness. Within the nothingness, you find spirituality. Once a person connects to the nothingness, then there is spirituality. For that reason, the word that we use for this book called the desert. The desert. Within the desert, there is nothing. All great revelation happen when there is nothingness, when there is desperation, when you are deserted, when things are not working. So I'm going back to what I said before. When you got nothing, it's scary. Scary, you run out of money, you run out of friend, you run out of love. Things are, you are empty. Within the emptiness, it can either go good or go bad. If it's go bad, is you start to getting angry. How come I have nothing? I have no money. I have no love. God forbid, I have no health. You start getting angry. You start getting upset because you are in the desert and you get upset that you're in the desert. Or it can go to a better direction. Wow, there is nothing that can distract me. Now I can reveal what? Myself. Within the nothingness, you revealed yourself. That was the gift that the Israelites get when they get out of Egypt. From Egypt, they had to walk through the desert for 40 years till they landed with Joshua in the land, what we call today Israel, or what they called in the old time in the Bible, they called that land Canaan. Canaan, those of you who don't know where it's come from the word Kni'ah. Kni'ah meaning to surrender. So the people of Israel had to surrender their ego, themselves, the selfishness, the yesh, the existence of something exists, and they get into Ein, and then get into a place I have nothing, and within the nothing they can go into Eretz Israel. From here we learn that the desert was not exactly a punishment, it was a preparation for rediscover who you really are. The question, my friend, that I want you to think about tonight, what is it better for you to have? All the things you don't have, all the things that you need, all the fulfillment you need, or to have yourself? You gotta ask yourself that question from a spiritual point of view. When you act spiritually, is your mission in spirituality to rediscover yourself, or the purpose of your spirituality is to fulfill an area in your life that is not yet working the way you want it to work? Because some of us practice spirituality for money, some of us practice spirituality for finding soulmate, some of us practice spirituality to be healthy, and it's not a problem with that. But it's not the mission of spirituality. The mission of spirituality is to rediscover who you are, to reconnect to who you are, and through that you can love yourself, you can accept yourself, you can grow from level to level. But you cannot measure your growth of spirituality from a place of, I am now getting it. I am now, wow, my money is going well because I pray. This is not spirituality. This is what we call a fake way of spirituality. I'm now connected to God, so that's why I'm healthy. This is, again, it's a fake spirituality. The gain of spirituality is, I know me now. I discover within the Ein, within the nothingness, I discover the Yesh. Yesh me'ain, something from nothing. I rediscover who I am. I rediscover my soul. This is spirituality. And I hope you get it, and I'm not going to leave you alone until you're going to get it, especially when we're going to do a deep meditation from the Ramak, from Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, so we can tap into a true essence of our soul. Again, it's quite important to be spiritual, but because there is so much spirituality out there, like the word love is being in exile for too long. People say love, I want to know what love is, all those music about love. But people say also, I love fish, that's why they kill it. Okay, so the word love has no value anymore, because the word love meaning I want, it doesn't mean love. Love, the original meaning of the word love is giving. The word love, because it went to exile, now it means receiving. It no longer means giving. That's why it say, I love fish, meaning I want to kill it. I love you, meaning you have something that you can give me. Love originally was yesh be'ain, something from nothing, meaning I want to be the nothingness, so I can reveal the yesh, so I can reveal the real existence. So going back to our level where we are, it's scary to be with nothing, because when you run into your own desert, everybody running to a desert in one point in their life. Desert meaning you got something, then you don't. Lost of somebody that you thought not so important and said becoming important. Going to a tough time in business. Right now the quarantine killed a lot of businesses, and a lot of people die because of that. So it seemed like that it is a time of Ein, it is a time of the desert. It's a very difficult time for people to be. But some people rise from that moment and going to become stars, meaning yesh be'ain, something from nothing. And some people will more diminish themselves into the Ein and more complain, how come I don't have the freedom that I used to have? But if you think about it, what kind of freedom you had before? the freedom to do whatever you want. That's not a freedom. Whatever you want control you. It's not what you want become controlled by you. I hope you understand what I just say. Meaning the horses that you are holding the reins, you lost the reins over that, and that's why the desire is controlling you. You are no longer controlling desire. So that's a freedom that you relate to. That's not a freedom. That's a fake freedom. And so when you are going through a tough time, Chas v'Shalom, I'm not wishing it on you, of course, remember that tough time is your desert. And within the desert, God, the divine, is giving you a chance to rediscover who you are. If you don't go to that emptiness, if you don't go to that negative time, you will never rediscover who you are. And you have two choices. Either when you go to the negative time to complain and be miserable, be a victim, or either to say, okay, that's a chance for me to become the real me, the full potential of myself. The word midbar also is the same letter as medaber. Medaber means to talk. And we know that the Kabbalists don't call us human. They call us chai medaber, the animal that can talk. Weird name, right? Should call us human. No, chai medaber. To the animal they call chai, animal. To us they call chai medaber, the animal that can talk. From here we learn that the essence of human being is their ability to speak. What are we doing with our tongue? What are we doing with our lips? How much we are fasting not to talk? I mean, the danger of speaking evil tongue on our friend, when we're all doing it. Nobody can say, I'm not sinning that. We all fall into the talk. The only people who not fall is people who are mute, or people who mute themselves. We know by Kabbalists that in the week of Yesod, which is now in the Omer, it's custom, it's tradition that a person either fast food or fast words. Some people fast words for 4 hours. They don't talk. No electronic, no talk. Just don't talk. Don't talk. Just don't. And by that, you're achieving the level of medaber. You're achieving to that level of being in the true desert of deserted words, meaning there is no words coming out of you. And by achieving that level, you are achieving the desert, even if you not have to go through some tough time. So by achieving that midbar, achieving that desert, achieving that medaber of talking, you are doing what we call yesh be'ain. You are bringing blessing from nothing. For that reason, is it written in Yirmiyahu and Jeremiah that the reason the divine influence and keep giving blessing to the Israelite is for one reason, and that's the verse. Zacharti lach chesed neoraich, ahavat klolotaich, lechtech acharai bamidbar be'eretz lo zruah. Translation: I love you, said the Creator to the Israelite, because you walk with me in the desert when I gave you nothing. The Israelite did a lot of great things. That's the only thing that God can say about the Israelite? One thing? I mean, for 40 years, they must have done a lot of great things. No. God only complimented the Israelite for one thing. Lechtech acharai bamidbar. You walk with me in the desert. Be'eretz lo zruah. The land that has no fruit and vegetables. For that reason, the divine saying to you, I will be there for you, whatever you need. Why? Why? What about all the good things I'm doing to you? Try to think about the couples, right? The husband every Sunday bring a flower to his wife, and every Friday. The wife every Monday and Thursday make the best dishes for the husband. They both giving each other. Compliment each other for that, right? For the giving. No, say God. No. You want to get compliment, you want to get kavod, you want to get pride, there is only one thing you can get pride for. It's not for what you're doing well. It's a shocking thing. Lechtech acharai bamidbar. Only when you walk with me in the desert, be'eretz lo zruah, in a land that there is nothing there, you stay with me. When I gave you nothing, you stay with me when there was no flour on Sunday and Friday. You stay with me when there was a special dish on Monday and Thursday. You stay with me. For that, say that the Creator to the Israelite, for that, I will be there with you wherever you go. What does it say? What is the meaning in our daily life? You're not going to respect yourself for all the wonderful thing you're doing. Everybody can do wonderful thing. You will only gain respect and true freedom and removing any type of shame that you have in your life, as I wrote in my book, in the first chapter, more in the second chapter, in the third, The Laughing Billionaire, I wrote there, to remove shame. To remove shame from your spirit, you have to overcome something. And I mentioned a great example of when a children is born, you know, they poo in the diapers, right? And they don't have any shame. As we're growing up, we have shame. We're going to the toilet, we lock the toilet, we embarrass. We embarrass from our filth. So what makes us different between babies and mature? And by the way, this example is not mine. It's coming from Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag. So mention where it's come from. When Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag, in the book that's called Matan Torah, Gift of the Bible, that's what he called the book, Matan Torah. And within this book, he's talking about recognition of the filth. Recognition of the filth. And the idea is, when a person starts to recognize the filth, then the spiritual person starts to become spiritual, start growing. You know, when somebody come and tell you what's wrong with you, and you are shocked, you get insulted, that's when you're not working on yourself. Why would you get insulted? Don't you know your problem? Don't you know it? So what are you getting upset about? Somebody tell you, you're a liar. I'm telling myself the same thing. For 20 years I'm saying it to myself. That's what you should answer back. Somebody said to you, you're a thief. Don't call them a liar. Think, where am I stealing? Maybe I'm not stealing money, I'm stealing time. Maybe I'm not stealing time, I'm stealing an opinion. You gotta look into it. Go back to the desert. Go back to the emptiness. Because within the emptiness there is a revelation. Why are you going only to the fulfillment? Why are you going only to the flower? Only to the food you make for each other. Of course you're going to love each other when you're doing great things to each other. What happened when there is no longer things? When you're running into the desert part of you as a couple or as a partner, what happened? You all know that what I do for 30 years, I'm coaching people. I'm coaching people in the business. I'm coaching people in marriage. I'm coaching people on a one-on-one. And a lot of time, when I'm coaching people in business, sometimes, you know, business that used to have $100 million that went to the toilet, forgive my language, going to the toilet, and now it's worth $120 from $100 million to $120. What do you think happened to the partner at that time? So much love, right? They're now in the desert. They have choices. Choices. It's your fault. No, it's my fault. It's you. Lechtech acharai bamidbar be'eretz lo zru'a. Say to us, God, you want to know how to discover your real personality? When it's a desert, then you're going to find who you really are. When everything is good, there is no room for you. In a way, it's a curse. It's a curse when everything is perfect. I know none of us wish on ourselves to be cursed with nothingness. But within the nothingness, there is a blessing. Where do we learn it from? I don't know if you follow the Bible, the Torah. In Genesis, after the sin of Adam and Eve with the tree of knowledge or sexuality, those of you who know more details, God is presenting the journey that each one of them will go through. For Adam, he promised that whatever he need to make a living, he will have to work very hard. For Eve, he said, when you give birth to children, you'll have to go to pain. What does he say to the snake, who started all of it? He said to the snake, Afar tochal kol yeh bechayecha. You will eat dirt all your life. Okay. How much dirt there is on this planet? A lot. There's a lot of dirt out there, right? How hard you need to work to find dirt? You don't need to work. So what kind of earning there is here? Well, there is no earning. That's the whole point. Who say it? The Kotzker Rebbe. Rabbi Nachman Mendel from Kotsk. There was a city in Poland called Kotsk. The name of the rabbi is Menachem Mendel. That's his name. And he writes, the worst punishment that a person can receive, that he can no longer earn what he has. It's the worst punishment. And that's what the snake got. Adam said, you want to earn money, you have to sweat for that. If you want to have children, you have to go through pain. Snake, you will get whatever you want, but you'll never have a chance to earn it. That's the worst thing that can happen to an existent. For that reason, as mentioned in the Zohar, and mentioned in Jeremiah, every person have to train themselves, yom yom sha'a sha'a, day by day, hour by hour, legalot et mahuto ha'amitit, to reveal this true essence. A true essence. And this has only happened when a person follow the truth and not pictures or things, beautiful things that contribute more to the illusion of fulfillment or to the emptiness that I have and I'm looking to fulfill it. So you have a goal to make 7.1 million. You have an empty vessel that, let's say you make 1 million, now the empty vessel is 6.1 million missing. You fulfill it, you become happy. No, you're not. You don't have soulmate, you get married, you become happy. No, you're not. Everything that you fulfill to the thing you don't have will not make you happy. And you can challenge me on that. I'm blessing you, whoever is here right now, that you will receive tomorrow everything that you ever dream about. The bad news about it, it will not make you happy. Momentarily maybe. 1 hour surprise. 200 hours. That's it. It's over. Over. Why? Because the essence of life is not about receiving what I want. It's about discovering who I am. When I'm working on myself to rediscover who I am, it's almost that I'm cleaning the cup, the vessel, the container, the receiving ability, and by me cleaning it, anyway the nourishment is coming. Now when the nourishment is coming, there is a value to it. To live a life without the value is almost to lose yourself within everything else. For that reason, this book is called Bamidba, within the desert. This book is not called numbers. Now you understand the meaning. Are you willing to go to the desert on your own will, on your own desire? Not because you've been forced to. And even if you've been forced to go to the desert through a tough time, look at it as, okay, now I'm rediscovering myself. I'm revealing myself. This is the goal of humanity. Unfortunately, goal of humanity change. When motivational speaker or fake spiritual leader are teaching people, follow us so you can get what you want. Or follow us that you can get really what you want. Or if you follow us, you can get really, really, really what you want. And I don't want to mention names of thousands of people who teach people how to get what they want. And I'm not saying it's wrong. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. The laws of, what do you call it? The law of attraction. I had to be on a radio with a wonderful lady from Cincinnati and another radio show that I think came from here, south of Los Angeles. And we talk about the law of attraction. What's my opinion on that? And I said it's a wonderful thing. But the law of attraction motivates you to be a little bit more selfish and then be miserable. You get what you want. When you practice law of attraction, you're going to get what you want. And I'm not against it. I think it's a wonderful thing. But you have to attach to it your self-development, self-love, understanding that how to raise yourself to the next thing. Some people going to many leader of spirituality. I'm sure some of you are listening to another 5 teacher beside me. It's okay, it's not a problem. When you're ready, you listen to one of us. Not because one is better than the other. Nobody is better, nobody is worse. It's different. It's just different. You have to find the channel of what we call Yesod in Kabbalah, the channel the light for your soul. But you got to make a decision on that. Does that mean that you put everything else is on hold and then you attach to that teacher? Just that. And you do it for 1 year. Your life is changing. Not because this teacher you choose is better than the others. Because you are certain that that's how you want to clean your vessel, and through that receive all the nourishment, and through that discover who you are, and eventually love who you are, and stop criticizing yourself and scare yourself for no reason. For that reason, choosing a path of spirituality, okay, it's a quite important thing. But don't mix it When you mix, you let your brain is basically a dish. It's a vessel, it's a receiver. When you start to listen to so many people and so much information, and none of them are wrong. It's a 10 opinion are right. But it's a different angle of the truth. And that's 10 different angles of the truth can confuse the individual to master one angle of the truth. For that reason, people ask me, I said, stick to one teacher. I had many teachers in my life. I still have teachers. Okay, I have many teachers in my life. But when I stick to one teacher, I stick to one teacher. Then I move to the next. The Arias, few teachers, stick to one teacher, then move to the next. Rabbi Meir Balanes, similar to my situation. Not that I compare myself to him. He had the teacher who was the top of the world, and then his teacher crashed spiritually. What do you do? What do you say? I'm a student of that person who crashed, or I'm a student of that person who before he was crashed. What do you say? So he still follow another teacher. Rabbi Meir start follow Rabbi Akiva, but he fixed his teacher to make sure that his teacher going to make it. Spirituality is a very important thing, but you cannot follow 1,000 type of method and hope it will work, because that means you fulfill the illusion within you, the emptiness within you. You are not discovering yourself. The purpose of spirituality is to rediscover who you are. That's the beauty about spirituality. For that reason, you see many people praying and screaming to God and trying to become best Christian, best Catholic, best Muslim, best Hindu, best Jewish, or best spiritual person, or best, I don't know, all kind of other spiritual understanding, and they not discover who they are. They have more information, they have more knowledge, but they never get to who they really are, because they never choose one path. Do one path here. If you feel you satiated, move to another. It's okay. When you're dating, you're allowed to date few. But when you are becoming more exclusive with one person, and then you get married, normally the Torah teaches you to be loyal to that person. If you want to get divorced, only by Judaism, divorce is a mitzvah, is a good thing. It's okay, because you are ready to move on the next journey. But if you're not, can cheat. You're not cheating your husband, you're not cheating your wife, cheating yourself. Can cheat. You don't like the place of work. You feel you are in the desert or the place of work, but you still work there, you're still receiving money. Don't cheat that system. Finish that system, move to your own system. It's okay. It's okay. But you can't benefit from many yesod, many aspects of nourishment, because that's affecting you in a very negative way, and you become more selfish than the person who even rob a bank. Somebody who rob a bank, it just go for the money. Somebody who just try to rob as much information as they can get, is just collect information. But they're not becoming more spiritual because of that. They just have more information, more knowledge, but they actually become less and less every day, because they're losing themselves in the system of growing spiritually, because they gotta get into the Ain. Again, Ain, those of you who don't know, come from the word Ein Sof, endless. Endless mean there is end and there is less. End is like the bottom line. Everybody wants something. Less mean nothingness. You gotta get to that nothingness. Within the nothingness, that's when you rediscover yourself. And when a person is not doing that, then he becomes a passive partner in creation. When a person becomes a passive partner in creation, okay, that individual not creating anything, not fixing anything, so they can receive all the nourishment from above. To become an active partner, it's our mission to find the fulfillment within the nothingness. Our mission is not, how can I receive what I don't have? Our mission is to rediscover myself, and through that, finding the fulfillment. So, when a person gets into that Ain, into that emptiness, within the emptiness, you rediscover yourself, and you become a true active partner of creation. So, the Kabbalists say that everything starts with something from nothing. That's how they say creation became. Something from nothing. The nothing is a situation you are in right now. The something is you. How do you create you within the nothing. Now let me ask you a question. You need to think about it right now. Do you have something in your life that you are living in nothing? Is it your money? Is it your relationship? Is it your diet? Is it your health? What is the nothingness in your life right now? Second question is, where are you? You, yes. Where are you rediscovering yourself within the Ein, within the nothingness? Because the Ein, this is the desert. The Ein means nothingness. This is your desert. This is your wonderful desert that the Creator is giving you as a gift so you can rediscover yourself. And to remember, all fulfillment and all happiness and all love is not coming from existent. It's coming from the non-existent. Everything you're wishing for coming from the Ein, from the nothingness. Most people think everything is coming from the Yesh, from the existent. So until you not undress yourself from all the thing that driving you crazy, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want the quarantine to be over. There's a wonderful human being. God bless his soul. His name is Barry. I can mention his name. I don't know if he allowed me. I think he allowed me. Barry Levy. He lives in Boca Raton, Florida. Wonderful human being. He's an insurance broker. He served in the Israeli army with me. And as a good friend as well. He helped me a lot. So I always challenge him. I always throw at him the Ein. I always throw at him the challenge. I said, Barry, look at this time. And I become as negative as possible. And I enjoy watching how he get out of it every time. He's a Taurus, so he's very powerful. So I say, Barry, look at that. I mean, such a terrible time. Quarantine, we cannot go this. Barry will always find the blessing within the non-blessing. That was his, since I know him. I met him when he was 17. And he said, Eliyahu, think about it. When the last time that you have a chance with no choice to have a dinner with the entire family? And then he lists about 25 good things about the quarantine. That's Barry. The reason I mentioned his name, as I was challenging him Friday before Shabbat, is because he is so unique. If you ask him, are you spiritual? He will say no. If you ask him, are you doing, no, I'm not doing anything. But the gift that he has is tremendous. Tremendous. Because he tapped to that level that he understands that within the desert there is a blessing. It's your mission, it's your duty to look for your blessing within whatever seems to be empty. And if you don't find the blessing within the desert, the sad part will be when you're going to have everything you ever want, it will feel like desert. The people who want happiness and love themselves and getting to that level, finding the greatness within the desert. Many people have everything and they find the desert. How many times I met famous people, or billionaire, or beautiful people, men or women, or people with a great ability like sport ability that are miserable. How come? The more they have, more miserable they are. What happened? What happened? And a lot of times you see parents that say, I'm going to buy my kids this, I'm going to buy my kids that, I'm going to get them this, and they're still not happy. Why? Because there is no desert in their life to rediscover who they are. If a person don't get a chance to discover who they are, they will never be truly happy. They will never be truly appreciate themselves. They will never be truly get into a level of seeing the greatness from within. For that reason, we call this book Bamidba, a place with nothing. Or, if you want, Midbar Kavod Medaber, to talk. Because when a person is capable to control his conversation, his talk, then the person is like in the desert. A people that get insulted and don't answer back. A people who try to count how many words they say in a day. A people who don't talk a lot. You know, they try to avoid talking. They try to avoid talking. To do a diet of talking. Let's say from the morning till the evening. Don't talk. Don't talk. It's called, there is a name for it in Kabbalah. It's called Ta'anit Shtika, fasting of words. When a person reaches to that level, especially now, you reach one of the highest level that you can achieve. What is the way to go about it, that we can tap into the desert every time. I'm taking you to one of the greatest Kabbalists of all time. I never had a chance to be in his site in Ukraine. He's buried in Uman. I never had a chance to go there. I went to Ukraine 2 times, but never to Uman. His name is the Moharan, Rabbi Nachman Breslev. He was the grandson of Baal Shem Tov, meaning the Baal Shem Tov has a daughter, the daughter have a daughter, and that as a son has a daughter, and then him. So Rabbi Nachman Breslev, the Nin, 3 or 4 generations down. And he wrote a book called Likotei Moharan. And he explained that when a person falls into the desert, has 2 levels of desert. Desert is deserted, you have nothing. And desert, as you fall into the idea of talking or eating, that meaning controlling. I'm going to explain that in a second. The idea is when you fall into what he call the desert, you have to find what we call Kabaah Shlema. You have to find your full capacity of happiness. And the way he explained it, it's tremendous. So when you are happy, what do? You dance and you sing. How do you dance? Think about dancing, for example. I'm not thinking I'm the greatest dancer. I want to be. I'm dancing, I'm jumping. That's what I do. Okay? But there is people who know how to dance. They know the step, right, left, right, up and down. Usually I will step on you if you dance with me. I'm not the best. I'm going to try. The idea of dancing, what we call machol in the Hebrew language, comes from the word mechilat avonot. Reducing of all the negativity, reducing of all the sin you did. When a person dances and being happy, during the time is in the desert, in that time is awakening the miracle. When you go into a tough time, and you find within that tough time that you have you, and when you discover, I can do that, I can capable, I can love myself now, because I can truly love myself only when things are not working. If you only love yourself when things are working, that's not the true love to yourself. That's not love the neighbor as thyself. If you love yourself because you make a lot of money, what happens when you lose money? Then you don't love yourself. Then you love yourself with condition. You want to love yourself unconditional. How do you love unconditional? When things are not working, you are dancing. Dancing and being happy. Dancing. When the last time you jump in your own house, put the music and start dancing? When the last time you did that? So the Moharan say, the whole idea of simcha is every time you are happy and you make your body move, then your body, every organ in the body that before that commit a sin, commit a crime, commit a type of negativity that prevent you to receive that happiness, is being awake now to draw the right light of happiness and love toward your body, toward your soul. And through that, you're getting out of the desert. But if you're going through a tough time, and in that tough time, you're no longer capable to see the blessing in it, and to be happy and to love yourself for rediscovering yourself, that doesn't have a room for miracle to happen. The people who get rewarded is people who can change bitter to sweet, low to high, loss to gain. You want to be part of those people who go to that desert, people who didn't have hope to make it happen. This is the essence. You know, yesterday, wonderful few people came here to wish my wife happy birthday. What a righteous soul. I mean, just to come here. And some bought balloons, some bought happy birthday, some bought gift. Doesn't matter, but they came. They came. Just came making an effort on a lovely, good weather in LA Sunday. They came, they left everything. They came to knock on the door and just from far wishing my wife happy birthday. Why am I saying righteous? What are they getting from it? What are they getting? They only want to make Debbie's happy. They have one goal. That's why they call righteous at that moment. When your mission is to make another human being happy, especially in this time, you know you're not going to get a hug or kiss or even appreciation so much. You're going to get 5 minutes opening the door. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. And then everybody go home. That's one of the best time to give. You're not getting recognition. That's the desert. And when I said they came, I said, I look at them, I said, wow, righteous people just arrived. Righteous people. I was looking at them, I said, it's so beautiful to watch. And my friend, all of us, and the happiness that they did, and the dance they did around their car, and the sign. Just think about it like this, my friend. Your love, your happiness, your joy, your real power happen when you're in the desert. If it happen when you're not in the desert, it might be fake, it might be an illusion, and it might gonna go away. So when you're going through a rough time and you become an active partner of creation, meaning you find within the tough time something good and you dance with it, you revealed something. You revealed. Especially now. It's globally. Everybody is afraid. Everybody's in pain. We are in the desert. We're in the whole essence of the desert. Even though we are in a desert, the help of the Creator. I used to cry when I look at my Torah in the house. I said to the Torah, I'm so sorry. You choose me. You came to my house and you choose me. My house don't always have enough people to create minyan. And I'm not always can use you, Torah. I'm so sorry for that embarrassment. I know you're in my house and you feel like it's your tikkun to be with the wrong person. But I'm sure your days will come. And what happened? Quarantine happened. The only Torah that's been using in Los Angeles of California is this Torah. So you tell me. So every time I get the Torah out, like I get it this morning, for the street, everybody in the street come to here, say the Torah, you see, here you are. Some people came to see you. Within the desert, there is a revelation. So when I used to cry, when I used to be in the desert, I knew that day will come, that we can use those scroll for the people, so they can use it. In your life, there is area in your life that you feel it's unfair for you. Your marriage maybe, your money, your health, your situation, your personal spiritual growth, your personal growth. Be happy first about it. Don't get angry. You feel you're too fat, you feel you're too tall, you're too short. First be happy about it. That's how you resurrect this desert to become the best of the best. Now, the second thing that the Moharan said is the talking. The talking and the eating. That also, we need to understand more about it. And it say like that. Remember, midbar comes from the word medaber, to talk. לפעמים מונח הדיבור מוכן לצאת. Sometimes you want to say something and you can't. אינו יוצא דרך הפה. And the words don't come out. כי הם דרך העורף. And the words been going through the back of the neck. Because if you think about it, the vocal cord is here, and there is almost like a cut here in the lips, and then the voice come out. What happened when you think to say something and you want to say it, it doesn't come out? It comes from the back of your neck. What is called the back of the neck in Hebrew? Oref, the same letter as Pharaoh. What Pharaoh has? Pharaoh has 3 klipot, 3 negative aspects. And they want to capture the talk all the time. Especially when a person is a spiritual person that want to teach or want to say something holy. Because spiritual people, even if they talk about not important thing, the words can elevate those not important things to go to the next level. ורוצים לתופסם, that negative forces want to capture those words. באמת, כי המצרים שכולם היו שחורים, because Egypt or Pharaoh, that the world were dark and black magic, when Sarah came there, they want to capture Sarah and bring her to Pharaoh, if you remember the story. They want to capture Sarah, because they were the dark side. And what are those three klipot? Saraofim, the minister of baking, Sarah Mashkim, the minister of drinking, and Sarah Dapachim, the minister of the chef or the cooked. What does it represent? Ta'ava, lust, achila, food, shtia, drink. When a person is no longer capable to control his drinking ability, food ability, lust ability, talking ability, then the words are also no longer being express themselves in the best way, and the desert take over. And then the person is falling down. It's falling down to a very low level, and from there, the person starts feeling sad, judging themselves, criticize themselves. That's how you know you fell down. You start criticizing yourself, you scared yourself, you judge yourself, you hate yourself. All those negative words go to your head. That's when you're falling down. Because where does that come from? The Creator loves you unconditionally. And when you're falling into that desert, again, you could go either right or left. Left, depression, sad, I'm angry, why nothing happened, my life not working, my marriage not working, my business not working. That's your desert. This is the greatest work that can be for you. If you look at it, that's a blessing about it. If you look at it in the right way, then a blessing will come from it. Because I want to get you to a deep meditation as a promise from the Ramak. Just want to make sure I'm saying the meditation from the right place. I'm sorry, it's not from the Ramak, it's from Rabbi Chaim Vital. From Rabbi Chaim Vital. I want to make sure, meditation. So what are we going to do? We're going to hear some sound. Okay, the sound will sound like this. Hopefully you can hear it. Can you hear it okay? Good. Good. Wonderful. What I need you to do is I will teach you now how to connect to the essence of your soul in a different level. I'm not sharing the all names of the angel or all the depth of the meditation. I wouldn't say there is danger in it, but I only tell you that what I share is about 5 to 10% of the original meditation, which is good enough. It's good enough. And I explained the meditation before. We're doing it. Every person exists in 5 other levels. So each and every one of us have another 4 existent beside this physical existent. The other 4 existent not coming to full fruition, full manifestation into this physical universe, because we disagree with the desert that we're living in. We get angry. We get angry. How come I don't have money? How come I don't have love? How come? So what happened? We get stuck in a place in this physical world that's called Asiya. You don't have to remember the name, or the world of action. So we stuck in the world of action, where everything is in action, and we're trying to fix it. When you become a fixer, you get stuck where you fix. Like a shoemaker, keep fixing and fixing and fixing. You want to become a fixer? Stay here. Then there is other 4 olamot, other 4 levels that are waiting for you to tap into it. That's what I want to take you on a journey today. I want to take you to meet yourself. Because once you meet yourself, you will understand who you are. The only place you can meet yourself is in Bamidbar, when you are in a desert. If your life is perfect, it will be a little bit difficult to do that. So you got to find something that's not perfect in your life, and through that, tap into the other olamot. Are you ready? Good. I want you to relax and close your eyes. I'm going to make some noise, you see, here. And we're going to start from Keter, Chokhmah, Bina, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. In this point, please close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. Bring oxygen. Turn the oxygen into light, which is going to give you a boost to go from the world of action to meet yourself in the world of formation, Yetzirah. There is 10 levels in the world of Yetzirah. See where you feel comfortable, either on the top, either on the bottom, either in between, wherever you feel comfortable. Meet yourself there. You will know where you are. In Yetzirah, which we call formation, this is where you get messages from the higher you. How to love yourself, how to be more happy, and how to tap to your real self when you're in the desert of the world of action below. Slowly, slowly, you have to be prepared now to go to the next level, to meet another aspect of yourself in the world of creation, Bria. In Bria, which means creation, you are looking at the essence of yourself, how you contribute to the spiritual world first, and then all the way down to the world of action. Again, choose. Either you can be in the bottom of the world of the universe of Bria, on the top. You can either be in Keter of Bria or Malchut of Bria, or in between. Choose where you belong. Meet yourself there. Good. Now we're going next level up to meet another aspect of yourself in Atzilut. Atzilut, or the world of emanation, is how I was chosen, or whatever livelihood that I have coming from the divine. In that level, there is no shape or color. This is just flow of energy. You can choose either to be in the bottom of Atzilut Malchut, or the Keter of Atzilut, or the Keter of the world of emanation, either the crown of emanation, or the bottom of the world of emanation, or the middle, wherever you feel comfortable. In that level, you don't ask, you just be. Meet yourself there. Where are you? From this level, we're going to the highest level, what we call Adam Kadmon, primordial man, is the highest universe, where there is no thought, no existence, no color or shape. What I need to think about it when I meet myself there is not meeting myself. This is called the Ein. Nothingness is going there. If you see a shape, you're not there. If you see a color, you're not there. If you have a wish, you're not there. If you have desire, you're not there. If you're thinking, you're not there. Basically, the place there is nothingness. This is the actual desert where everything can be revealed. So you want to do nothing there. Just flow to the highest level of Keter of Adam Kadmon, the crown, to the Malchut, to the bottom of Adam Kadmon, and you don't need to think about nothing there. Just be. Yourself will meet you, and you might know about it, and you might not know about it. Knowing about it, taking you one level down. So don't know, just exist. I want you now to gather you from Adam Kadmon, you from Atzilut, from primordial man, from Atzilut, from creation, from formation, and from action. There is a 5 you, combined into one person inside your body right now. I want you to feel your entire existence in one body, because it was always there. You just not been aware it's always there. You are now the knowledge, you are the known and the unknown itself. You are everything. You are the desert and the fulfillment in the same time. You are the sadness that become happiness. You are the not motivating that become motivated. Everything within you. I don't have a desire to change the surrounding. As me changing, the surrounding is changing. I'm tapping into the endless as the endless, meaning nothingness. And nothingness in the desert. And within the desert, there is all the existent. And finding all the existent, wherever there is no existent, is finding true happiness and true love. I'm going to play the ring for 10 times, and then you can open your eyes. You can slowly open your eyes. I hope you enjoy the speech, the lecture, the information, and hopefully you can use it. Not just for this week, for the rest of your life. And hopefully the information I share with you will be able to find within your desert this excitement. And I can tell you how excited I was today to prepare this lecture for you. When I read about it, I just had to sit with myself a few hours to know how can I share such a bomb like that from a spiritual point of view into simple words, and hopefully that find you well. Thank you very much and have a great evening. Thank you, Toda Rabba. Thank you.